Hello and welcome back to Evolve Point. It's been a while. We had to get over the post-news depression. We'll talk about that a little bit today regarding Shadowverse. But yes, this is a Shadowverse podcast. I'm your host, Ignideus, YouTuber, caster, etc. Joined as always by SuchPettanko.
Such evening. Hello, hi.
The intro gets longer and more confusing every time. Tanko is also a Shadowverse streamer, mostly for Portalcraft. And these days, he's been streaming privately in Discord to me, Elden Ring, instead of going live.
The secret private Elden Ring channel.
Absolutely. And also we have Lord Kaelan, community moderator for the Shadowverse Reddit. Hello.
Hi. I've also been playing way too much Elden Ring.
It's a pretty good game. So
I think all three of us did.
Yeah.
we kind of had to play something to distract us from the absolute state of what's been going on with Shadowverse lately.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's like the first week that that we weren't on for this podcast was the week of the DLC release. So we were all just playing that instead of recording this.
Yeah, so what are your guys' thoughts on DLC? Let's just be an Elden Ring podcast.
No.
So I just beat the DLC last night and
yeah. So we're all done with the DLC now, which is why we're recording.
I've beaten it in total 3 times.
Yeah, I've 100%ed the game, and
it's funny because we all no-lifed Elden Ring for about 2 weeks straight, and then we immediately go on to play other I'm playing Dark Souls 3 for the first time.
Yeah.
Well, Igni and Kaelan are replaying Dark Souls 2, the bad one.
I was replaying Dark Souls 2 because I thought maybe I missed something on my first go around, and maybe it's actually good, and I was wrong. And then I played it for 10 hours, and I'm like, no, it's still bad. And then I uninstalled it.
Dark Souls 2, my beloved. I love its eccentricities.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I understand why people like it. It's just, I think, a lot of things about it bug me, so it's not for me. But, not every game's for everyone, so it's all good. Anyway, can we talk about
the game for everyone? How about Shadowverse? I'm loving that.
Let's talk about it. Thanks for the segue. We have a lot of news today, obviously, because we've been not on for a month, so we'll cover all the news, and there's not going to be really a main topic, because I'm pretty sure we're going to get all our thoughts out during the news talking segment, so let's jump into it. Obviously, the biggest one is that at Rage Summer, the last big Shadowverse 1 tournament ever, they announced Worlds Beyond news, and that news was that it's delayed from summer 2024 to spring 2025. Oh boy. So there was a lot of discussion about this where, like, was it even a good idea to announce it the way they did? Like, I thought it was kind of strange. Like, they hyped up Worlds Beyond news, and then the news was that it's delayed 9 months. And I was like, oh no. So there's like people who are talking about, like, they should have just put this in a Twitter post or something, and then, like, not had so much hype for bad information. But
yeah, because we got the initial Worlds Beyond announcement 6 months out before the initial release window.
Mm-hmm.
A bit early, but they had to announce Worlds Beyond then because we were shaping up for running out of expansions. I think the biggest issue of it was giving that announcement window of summer 2024 or whatever they said. They should have just said release window to be announced later. Setting it at 6 to 9 months initially definitely didn't work out, considering now it's at 15 plus months from initial release, from initial announcement to release.
Dude, that announcement stream was so surreal because we hadn't received any Worlds Beyond news at all since launch. Well, we've had some bits of news, but we've been starving this entire time. It's like, okay, they announced that there's going to be real news at Rage, and we've been waiting. We were waiting for that Rage to see what's up, and that Rage tournament was amazing. That was the last big Japanese tournament for Shadowverse 1, and the final set, if I remember correctly, was a banger.
Yeah.
And then they got to the news, and they were giving us all the stats of Shadowverse throughout its entire lifespan. Like they showed that there was one guy exactly one guy that had every single card, including altars, and
That
it
could have been
wasn't
me.
Igni.
Could've been
Could've
him.
you.
If I just
But he
got dark
didn't
art,
know.
the alt art Dark Alice in time, I would have gotten it. But
That should have
was-
been you.
was almost
if
a
I
two
got that
instead of a
alt
one.
art Dark Alice in time, it would have been two. The number would have been 2 instead of
Yeah.
1 on that stage that day. Alas.
Dude, we were. It was such a nice experience. It was just a nice retrospective of everything Shadowverse. And then we finally got to the Worlds Beyond news. This is it. We've been waiting for this our entire lives.
Yeah.
No news
9
except the
months.
delayed at least 9. At least
Yeah,
9 months for
at
spring
least
2025.
9.
And the only other thing they announced is that Worlds Beyond has posters.
Yeah, we'll talk
Yeah.
about that in a second. But yeah, I was in the crowd that day, and like the energy difference between like all the hype from all the stuff you were talking about, Tonko, and then when they announced the delay, everyone was like, "Oh no."
Dude, that was
My
such
favorite-
a buzzkill.
My favorite bit of that Shadowverse 1 recap was being vindicated in my hatred of Runecraft. Runecraft,
Yeah.
consistently the best craft for 8 years running.
Yeah,
Wild.
True.
I think Dragon was like 2nd or 3rd, which was surprising. I fully expected Blood to be the top craft, but Rune just turned out to be consistent throughout the entire lifespan of the game.
Yeah, Rune was the
Just
best class.
Ever present. Oh, and Portal had a major disadvantage, and even like accounting for the disadvantage of the missing months that it wasn't in the game, I think Portal still would have been lost
Yeah.
just because of that skill gap in playing it.
Both Portal and Blood have some extremely degenerate formats, but those two classes, they have the highest highs and the lowest lows.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would say so as well. Well, regarding the Worlds Beyond delay, my biggest concern is what the hell am I supposed to do for the next 9 months? So I guess we'll just talk about it now. I'm pretty sure that this podcast will no longer be weekly until
I mean, it hasn't been weekly anyway.
that's the whole thing,
5 or 6
right?
weeks. Yeah.
So just letting you know off the top, we'll probably do this like once a month until news for Worlds Beyond comes out, and then we'll
Yeah.
start doing it more regularly again. But yes, this podcast is no longer going to be weekly, considering that there's nothing to talk about. So
This one right here is the podcast for season 96 of Shadowverse. Maybe we'll do one next month, which will be 97.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen to this program. Speaking of Worlds Beyond, they did release some news alongside the delay, but it's mostly regarding something that we wish we had right off the rip, which is what is actually carrying over from the base game into Worlds Beyond. So here is exactly what's happening. For certain rank milestones, you get pack tickets in Worlds Beyond. For getting Master Rank in Shadowverse 1, you get a Shadowverse Rex Flare. For getting Grandmaster Rank, you get the sleeves for each season. For Challenge Master, you get the Flare for each season. For placing top 3 in your Master Score rankings, you get a Flare for each season. For achieving top rank in certain tournaments, you get a Flare for each tournament. And for reaching level 100 in a class, you get card styles for a follower in that class in Worlds Beyond. Now, what's a card style? It's just the new way that Worlds Beyond is handling alt art. So instead of it being 2 separate cards like they are in Shadowverse 1, you have a standard art and then you can add a card style to it. And they also revealed like the new art for Fairy. And for level 100 in Fortresscraft, you get an alt art for Fairy. You get the original art. For Sword, you get the original art for Knight, Runecraft, Clay Golem, Dragoncraft, Dragon, Havencraft, Holy Falcon, Shadow and Bloodcraft, Ghost and Bat. And weirdly enough, Portalcraft, you get Bellringer Angel.
Oh my
Whoa.
god, Ding Dong, hi. My
So,
favorite Portal Craft.
very, very strange. Also, on the graphic they showed, it looks like Holy Falcon is a 3 now instead of a 2-1. And Bellringer is a 2 and she has a name. Her name is Leia, apparently. So that's
Oh my god,
also
Leia, hi.
been revealed. And finally,
sorry,
go ahead.
it's such a weird thing because that technically counts as an actual card reveal.
Yeah, it
Because
does.
what that reveals is that it's not just the stats and it's Ding Dong, but the fact that Ding Dong is either a basic card or a token. So theoretically, she's always gonna be in the format.
Yeah, right? Well, also, we don't know. It could be anything.
I mean,
We
It
don't
could
even
be
know
anything,
if it's gonna have
but-
formats
And also, like,
as of right now.
the fact that it's Bounding Angel and not Puppet is crazy to me.
it's not
Yeah.
Puppet. It's not any artifacts.
What the heck is going
Imagine-
on in Portal Craft and Worlds Beyond?
Imagine if artifacts are just dead. No more artifacts. No more puppets. Just memes.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation you can do just based on that. But we also got the biggest thing that we've all been asking for. What happens to our leaders? And I have good news and bad news for y'all. So everyone's like, do our leaders carry over? Yes and no. Mostly no. So for each home screen background you own, so like the leaders that come with the backgrounds, you get a home screen background in Worlds Beyond. But for each leader you own, excluding tie-in leaders, so obviously the collaboration leaders aren't gonna be anything because like that licensing problems and all that. But for each leader you own, excluding tie-ins, you get a corresponding emblem and a corresponding poster. That's right. Worlds Beyond, there's player housing, and you can decorate your room with posters with customized frames.
I like how the housing wasn't even an announcement. It was just kind of accidentally, just incidentally revealed.
Yeah,
through the
right?
posters. Like, oh yeah, there just happens to be housing now. You know, oh posters. Oh yeah, I guess we have housing too.
So many weird things about this announcement where like they could have made the housing a more big deal and showed it off a little bit, but
Yeah, definitely they could have.
yeah. Anyway.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my years are ruined.
Yeah, you don't
I
get any of your
really,
leaders back.
one thing I was hoping for was avatar customizations based on what leaders you had, but just posters, that's going to be even less seen by other people.
Yeah, right.
How am I supposed to flaunt my leader collection if I have to drag people kicking and screaming to my player home to do it?
I'll go to your house, Kaelan, okay? I'll be there.
Oh, definitely. I will drag you in there.
It's like that.
Kicking
It's like
and
that
screaming.
meme. Imagine a meme where there's a couple that gets drunk. They go to the guy's house. The guy sees something in the woman's room, and they just book it. Oh, you have a complete Portal Craft leader collection? Oh, that's a red flag. I gotta get out of here.
I'm out. Yeah, that's a very interesting thing. So many weird, like, little nuances about the way they revealed this. They could have made the player housing a bigger deal. And I feel like if they did, it would have softened the blow a little bit, you know what I mean? Sort of like, oh yeah, the game's delayed, but check out all this cool stuff we're working on. But no, all we got was like PowerPoint slides, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They didn't even tell us if the soccer game in the hub world uses English or Spanish rules.
True.
I don't even know if there's a difference between those two.
I hate to
rule
break it
sets.
to you, but the Grand Blue Fantasy Versus lobby does have a soccer minigame, and it's not even like a minigame. You just have collision with the player and the soccer ball, so you just do it yourself. So it might just be that.
Why am I still here? Just to suffer?
But alongside all of that, we also got data link bonuses confirmed. If you do link your game data between the two games, you get some packs, you get the Shadowverse sleeves, and you get your records, like all your previous wins and stuff carry over. So
hell
that's interesting. Yeah.
I'm almost at 10,000 Portal Craft wins, and I can immortalize that.
Yes.
Yippee!
Oh,
Finally.
I've been working towards 1,000 with every craft, and oh yeah, I'm gonna say it. I've been playing Hozumi again.
Oh yeah.
Still.
He only plays one thing.
Oh yeah. Well,
I will say I thought I was at 1,000 with every class, and then I checked and I'm like 40 off. No, I'm like 20 off with Portal, and I just have to do it.
Go
Yeah,
do it.
but-
Portal's good somewhere, I'm sure.
Is it even playable in the current rotation? It seems really bad.
It's so bad.
Despair Portal. I don't know what Despair Portal is, but every
You
deck has a
do-
Despair deck.
You summon Pandora and Tolerance. Pandora set
Oh,
their
yeah.
HP to 8.
Oh yeah.
Stupid.
It's so bad.
Anyway, yeah, that's the news about Worlds Beyond. As you can tell by the 3-week, maybe 4-week break, or we weren't recording this podcast, we were all pretty bummed out about it, obviously. And it's been a struggle a little bit to like figure out what exactly, like, especially as a content creator, what you want to do for the next like 9 months.
God, I really wish they gave us more to work with, because it's one thing to delay the game, that's disappointing, but like they didn't even show any other gameplay. The only gameplay they showed was the posters, and that's it. Like, if you're gonna make such a sad, disappointing announcement, at least give us something to work with, you know?
Yeah. It is pretty tough though, just like I think I'll be okay because, you know, I'm just like taking it easy, making whatever videos I can while I still have my ambassadorship with Shadowverse Evolve too. And other reasons that I'm gonna be fine through this period, but I really do worry that this delay will just like put a lot of people off from like coming into the Shadowverse content creator ecosystem, and hopefully they can make that back when the Worlds Beyond news starts coming out. But for example, I'm really worried about people like Jif, who might not have as much content as he would like to make, especially because there's not that many competitive tournaments going on either for this format.
I mean, I'm just a casual hobby Shadowverse streamer. It's not a big deal. The delay isn't like, it's not gonna impact me in any particular meaningful way. It's just a bummer. It's like, what?
Bad,
like, yeah, sure, I can keep playing Throwback leading into Worlds Beyond, but based off of the first month, oh no. Ooh, I don't know if I can do this for 9+ months.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later when we talk about the formats that are happening in the next 3 months. But for now, let's move on to the next piece of news. Story mode's done, and all battles can be skipped now. Did you guys play the story mode at all?
I finished it. I'm totally complete on the story.
Yeah, I guess we won't say any spoilers or anything, but Kaelan, what was your like impressions of like the final story mode?
I'm happy with it. It's a good place to end it. I'd like it if they added all of the exclusively timed stories into it, because I'm pretty sure not everything is available.
Isn't it
right
mostly
now.
there? I'm pretty sure it's all
No,
there.
it's there.
All of it,
We have
including,
we
like,
have
the-
the Olivia story, and we have the one with like the OG cast go back to the original world.
Yeah,
those are
it's
permanently involved.
It's all
They're
there, it's all
permanently
there.
implemented.
Okay, so I just couldn't see that because it was hidden behind the Morningstar stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
As for the news story, a bit confused as to how it ends, because it felt like it was setting up a certain thing to be continued in the next game, and that kind of just got thrown out the window right at the end. Yeah, like it's a pretty major thing that it looked like they were setting up, and then it's just not relevant. So yeah, the story in the next game probably going to be starting from pretty close to zero.
like kind of unrelated, you mean like?
Yeah, it'll probably like have the
that's-
same theme of jumping across worlds, saving them from keepers, like we have had for the last 8 years.
I mean, it
but-
is called Worlds Beyond, so like I would assume.
Yeah.
So.
That's
I definitely
probably for
hope-
the best. That's probably for the best if a whole separate brand new game doesn't necessarily rely on you having to know the original story. There's probably going to be references to it, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be
Well,
for the most
yeah.
part standalone experience.
I definitely don't expect to see like Natera in the next game.
Oh, thank God.
That's spicy. Yeah, I'm happy with it. It does feel somber though. It feels not exactly
Bittersweet.
clean. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know that at the end of the story mode, they have the graphic that says "to be continued" in Worlds Beyond.
Yeah,
or something like
literally cliffhanger.
Yeah, and I had music on for that. It actually does play roundabout when you get to that screen.
that.
kidding.
That's real news. Don't fact check us.
Yeah, real, not fake.
All right. Next piece of news is that the Battle Pass Season 11 rewards are now in the store, meaning that you can now buy your Verdilia Leader, Augite Worm, Crushing Rain alt, and more for crystals. So if you missed out on that and you're a big Verdilia fan or whatever, you can go get that.
Just not sure why you would spend crystals at this point, but you can if you really want to.
Yeah.
Could you imagine buying crystals when the game is already dead? Haha, couldn't be me.
You literally did do that.
They gave me
Bro.
animated these Shenna sleeves right after the game died.
Yeah.
How could they do this?
They got you. That's how they get you. Right before the game went to quote unquote maintenance mode, we did have the 8th anniversary. So we'll just blaze through like what happened for that like celebratory event. You got the special formats and private matches like Tacticians Cup and all of them. Isabel's 8th anniversary cup happened. You had a treasure trove of rupees event for Orisa. Rowan's daily 10-pack. You got a cookie clicker game called Mordecai Beatdown, Luna and Friends Big Adventure. That was fun.
That hurt my arms. I could not click that quick.
I never tried that. I didn't get a chance to see it.
Damn, you didn't get to play it?
You had a month.
It's because Mordecai died in like an
but you
hour.
can still play it.
Yeah, but it's like, why'd they set the rewards so low? Like,
I don't think they were estimating Mordecai to die in 4 hours.
Yeah, it was very easy to beat Mordecai. Anyway, we also had the Eris card pack bundle where you could get Livonia sleeves and a chance to pick a leader card. Then there was the Urias Card Crafters giveaway where you got a bunch of vials. Ewan's 9th anniversary pack giveaway, which just gives you a pack with a leader in it. And then I think the one that was the latest one, and I think Jest maybe concluded, the Erica's Grandmaster Speed Challenge, where in the new throwback rotation, who can get to Grandmaster the quickest and get a bunch of rewards for that. So,
did we see who won that?
I'm pretty sure they already
like
gave the rewards out for that. Yeah.
Yeah, the rewards have been out for a while. There were 10 random winners as well, but I don't think I ever actually saw anyone actually win the 10.
You just get leader cards, don't you? You get like a full set of leader cards for that and stuff like that for the Erica's
first
Grandmaster.
place was 3 sets of like full sets of leader cards with the leader included. I think it would be if you didn't have the leader already, and then there was 2 runner-up prizes, and then 10 random people that got GM in that first week got a set of leaders.
Oh, that's cool.
I did get GM, but I did not win, of course.
R.I.P. Unlucky.
There was that was it. There was 5,000 GMs in the first week.
Wow. Yeah, they did make getting to GM easier. I will talk about that in a sec.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say, like, sorry.
Before we move on, in the Japanese version of this event, they actually gave out actual artwork.
Oh yeah, you got money
in the Japanese. Money you get money? I thought you only got like a art.
No, I'm pretty sure you got money if you came first.
Let me look this up real quick. Yeah, so basically in the Japanese version, there was a different set of like prizes because obviously locally in Japan they were able to give like other stuff out. So was it actually money? No.
Yeah, international pricing is a bit more iffy, so it's more convenient for them to just get leaders for us.
They've never done that. Like, even if you were not Japanese and won in a Japanese tournament that had money on the line, you wouldn't get it.
You would need an entertainer's visa to get it. You know?
Yeah.
No, it's not money. You get a character find board 3 types set.
That's
it
artwork,
was the
Yeah.
So that's the artwork I mentioned, but no money.
I mean, it could be money. You sell it.
True.
So true.
All right. And as we said, Oh, no, I just wanted to say before we move on, I think it's cool that they made each of the events tied to a character. That was kind of cute.
That is cute,
cute.
Yeah. And also the Mordecai beatdown was fun. You beat Mordecai really quickly. I just like buying the highest level thing as usual in cookie clicker games, but I played it for like once or twice and I was like, oh, this is cute. But
what leaders did you guys get?
Not a lot of depth.
Some of these are what did I get? I can't remember.
I got Melissa. Literally who?
I literally don't remember what leader I got.
I know that after I got that leader, I used 50 Sears globes to animate every leader card I had.
I did that too. Hey, same way.
Yeah. So I got full collection.
Yeah.
Do you have any left over you can give to me? I got
about 50 left.
I gotta complete my Portal animated collection.
Yeah, I have a lot.
Speaking of Portal,
I 20 in your mailbox.
I spent money on the leader pick as well too.
Oh yeah, what'd you get?
Whoa.
I chose to get a duplicate Lishana.
Oh my god!
Because I can actually use OG Lishana for throwback eventually.
I got
simping ain't
I got
easy.
tactical dog from my random leader. Yeah.
Duke?
Yeah, dog. And he's a bronze, so he's actually got one of the lowest draw rates from a pack. So I was happy with that.
It's funny because that entire pack is all legendaries and you just get like a random bronze.
Yeah. Yeah. I did post that. Do you guys think some of these events are going to return in future seasons? Like, I think the Grandmaster Speed Challenge, it would make sense if they just do that every month. least until
it would
Worlds
make
Beyond
sense
comes
to
out.
do that just with lower level pricing. There's no way they could do like actual big boy prizes every month, but it'd be nice to have some
Like
incentive
physical
for
stuff,
speedrunners.
not every month. I think it definitely drummed up hype and got a lot of people playing.
Yeah, just to like try and get the prize. That makes sense. All right. Speaking of, Grandmaster does only take 5K to get to now, and that's part of the changes to Shadowverse from July onwards. And we got the announcements for the next 3 formats. So as you know, rotation has changed to throwback rotation. The first format is the one we're in right now, goes from Ultra Sphere to Ultimate Coliseum. The next format in August, Omen of Storms to Asvault. And then in September, Dawnbreak Night Edge to Steel Rebellion. Are you guys excited for any of those coming up?
Probably the Steel Rebellion one because I love some Machina decks, but the Asvault one, I just stinky. Don't want to play that. Not interested. I'm loving this current one that we're in though.
I 100% agree with you. Like, I'm not interested in Asvault because it feels like it was just yesterday to me. And also, it is like confirmed to be post mini Asvault too. So I'm like, oh, it's the bad one. And I am excited for Rebellion.
Unfortunately for me, Asphalt Post Mini is the only throwback here where I can actually play Portalcraft. Portal was actually unplayable in both Coliseum and Steel Rebellion.
That's true.
Damn.
At least you get to play Enhanced now for Asphalt.
Yeah, but
one thing that I gotta say is just absolutely horrible about the throwback rotation implementation, and I don't think they're gonna fix this, just because it's a coding issue. If cards are in throwback rotation, they are reverted to how they were for that throwback rotation in unlimited as well.
Yeah, that's so weird.
That's so spaghetti.
It doesn't affect many decks, but something like Armed Dragon really loved having that 1 play point Baron. Of course, and he's back to 2 now.
So bad.
Stuff like that. Yeah. Brutal. Like Frenzied Corpse Master, I think has also been reverted. I'm not even sure if that's in throwback rotation.
So spaghetti.
It just seems like some spaghetti.
And then whenever people ask me like, why are we moving on to a new client? I'm like, well, this is why. Like, stuff like this. This game is so crusty and old now. Oh.
You know what really sucks? Speaking of people asking you, I've had several people in my chat ask me like, oh, how do I get into Shadowverse? Or like, what should I do? I'm like, oh man, I gotta explain to this guy the harsh reality that is throwback rotation.
Yeah, man.
Because for anyone that's interested in getting the Shadowverse now, or anyone that's coming back, you're expected to build a new deck every month now, and that's just not feasible because they just straight up don't give you enough throwback rotation packs.
Well, I mean, like for this one, it's not so bad.
It was. For this month, it was feasible because of the Urias card.
Yeah, I was just going to say that exact same thing. Yeah.
35,000 vials crafts basically any Ultimate Coliseum deck.
Yeah, exactly. But then what? Because they don't even give temporary decks anymore. We don't get trial decks anymore.
They don't give trial decks, and there's not going to be a Urias card crafters every month. So, like, you know.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Bit brutal. And like, basically, if somebody asks when is the best time to start playing Shadowverse, the answer is the start of this month, back 3 weeks ago. So that you actually got all the free packs from the anniversary events, or just wait till Worlds Beyond, because there's really no point in starting for the next 8 months.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's really difficult for any new player to play right now. So
yeah.
Anyway, they also changed the top ranking rewards to be first to 500th and 500th to 5,000th instead of what it was before. Wasn't it like 1K and 100 last time? So
it was 1K and 10K.
Oh, now it's 500 and 5,000. So it's actually harder.
It's twice as hard. Yeah.
Wow.
Not sure what's up with that. Not sure why they chose to make those harder.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting.
It's because there's only 5,000 people that's playing.
Oh, there's definitely a lot more than 5K.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, listen, Shadowverse is still really popular in Japan. It's just like, for people who are new, it's like there's no reason to start playing now. Is all.
Yeah, they really only designed throwback specifically for veteran players, which is a shame.
I can just give you a quick sample. I'm at a master score of 5,400 in throwback rotation. There are 4,500 people higher ranked than me.
Oh.
So I'm not even looking at top 5,000 this month unless I get a couple hundred more points.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's still many thousands of people playing.
It is crazy that they made it twice as hard. That's wild.
Yeah. I think
Huh.
initially, like, it was announced that they'd made it something like twice as easy as well, and
Hmm.
then it got like retranslated, and it went from I think the initial translations were the rewards were given out to the top 5,000 and top 50,000 people, and those got changed to top 500 and top 5,000.
We were joking. It was just a prank.
They made it so much easier to get GM now, but I'm still sitting at about 1,200 because I just can't handle.
Yeah.
I can't take it. I can't take this expansion.
4.5K
Ultimate Coliseum.
is
I
so
can't take it.
sweaty.
Dude, I'm at
Yes.
like 2,500 to 3,000 right now, and I'm like, I really cannot handle this format. I'm like,
I hate this format so much.
only
dude.
one of us out of the three of us likes this format.
Yeah, I love Ultimate Coliseum. I was killing it with Evolve Sword. I got so many win streaks with that. I just breezed my way to like 4,500 with Evolve Sword. But then just after about 6 days, the meta decided Evolve Sword needed to go, and Yokai Shadow went straight to the top. So I used that to get to GM, and I love that deck. Ginsetsu, my beloved.
You should play Shadowverse Evolves.
I thought people dropped Yokai Shadow to play Hades instead now.
Hades is definitely big, and it destroys Yokai Shadow. I just love the way Yokai Shadow plays. I think it's such a fun deck type.
So Ultimate Coliseum made some nice deck archetypes. Like it's got Ginsetsu, it's got Evo Sword, it's got Kuon. Sure, people like Kuon, but I always thought from my memory that Ultimate Coliseum was overrated. The expansion is cool, but the format, I always thought this format is overrated, and now I remember why. This expansion, this format has so many of my least favorite decks of all time. You've got Natura Dragon, you've got Whirlwind Roach, you've got Natura Rune, and even Ambush Sword is still around.
Yeah.
And it's surreal going back to a boomer format because you realize that back then we didn't have many tools to play around decks like these. There's barely any healing. There's no protection. If the opponent just get 10 trees, what are you gonna do? You just sit there and die.
Yeah.
I am gonna say like there is a reason why it was chosen as the first one. It's because people in Japan voted it as the best format ever made. And I was like, I disagree. I do not agree with that whatsoever.
I wouldn't have voted Ultimate Coliseum as the best, but I don't think it's that bad. I'm just an Ultimate Coliseum enjoyer, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I think everything appeals to different people. Like I like Storm Over Ivale, for example. A lot of people hate that one, so you know.
I think the reason why a lot of people like Ultimate, the reason why a lot of people think they like Ultimate Coliseum, I'm gonna gaslight the community here.
Okay, go for it.
Like I feel like a lot of people like the idea of Ultimate Coliseum because a lot of their decks, like Sword or Spellboost, they just happen to be really good. But as a format as a whole, you might enjoy playing that specific archetype, but as a whole format, oh my god, it just feels so bad. It feels so cumbersome to play through.
Well, it's not just rotation that changes. They also announced the new arena format. So Take 2 is also getting replaced each month. This month, it's Take 2 Tactics for the Tacticians Cup Volume 4 from September 2023. That's the one with the Chrono Witch in it.
I mean, I like Tactics, but the Chrono Witch Tactician Cup was so lame.
I feel like a lot of the Tactics Cups decks, the archetypes in this one, like are like 90% one class, and then like 10% other classes, and it's like, well, then what's the point of it being Tactics? I feel like I'm mostly playing just the one class anyway, a lot of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not a huge fan of this pool either. And then in August,
there were some interesting synergies in Tactician Cup. That's the whole appeal of it, but it's just it just is a much more. It's a weaker version of Tactician compared to previous editions. It just doesn't feel very satisfying to play. I just don't like playing Shadows right now, guys.
Yeah,
Damn.
feels bad for you. But also, as I was saying, in August you also get the Eternal Awakening to Dawn of Calamity Take 2, which is an interesting one to have.
Yeah, that's very specific.
Yeah. Well, it's because, like, obviously Take 2 usually is the past 4 sets, so it's just like using previous blocks, right? So it is the Eternal to Dawn this time around, which means that it's just when anime cards were getting into the game. So that means you can play Hero Sword in Take 2. Oh my god.
Wow, I can play Calamity.
And then
Actually, didn't Hero Sword come out after that?
Did it? I don't remember.
Calamity is season 1 of the anime.
Oh, you're right. That means you can play Axe Pirate and Victorious Blader.
Yippee.
Yeah.
I do love Victorious Blader. He's my favorite Dragon Craft
I mean,
card.
this means that you can play Blood and just like draft Dark Emperor and win, so pretty good. Not
Dark
bad.
Emp was so good back in the day.
Yeah, especially in Take 2, right? And then in September, it's Take 2 All-Stars from the 5th Anniversary Cup, June 2021. Do you guys remember that one?
No.
The 1st anniversary, I did win that one. That was my first Grand Prix. The 5th?
The 5th anniversary. You dingus.
5th? Oh, no. So the first All-Stars was 3rd anniversary. Wait, what was 5th then? Who knows? Who cares?
Who can say? I'm actually
8 years of Grand Prix, they all blend together. I don't know when I am.
Okay, I'm watching a video from 3 years ago by Jif. 5th anniversary All-Stars. You have Arya Sword. Sorry, Arya Forest with the Arya Miasma Fairy and Wood of Brambles, Omnis Okami Primal Giant. For Sword, there's Albert, Celia, Not, and Prudent General. For Rune, there's Anne, Greya, Piquant Potioneer, and Folia, because you're trying to just do under 20. For Dragon, you got Oracle, Eternal Whale, Forte, and Georges. For Shadow, there's Necro Impulse, Devourer, Milteo, Sarcophagus. And then Blood has Nerea in this format, and Jormungand, and Volteo, and Halicena. Haven has Abdiel, Benevolent Blight, Wilbert, and Onvelt. And Portal has Tolerance, Ice Shilendrig, Spinaria, and Modesty. And according to this GIF video, Portal is the best class in this format by far.
That was 4 powerhouse legendaries.
Yeah.
Usually Portal tends to be pretty good in these kind of formats.
So in GIF's recommendation,
are you gonna play?
Pick Portal, Sword, and Rune, and avoid Dragon.
But almost
avoid
every Dragon
in any format you have to draft. Dragon is very bad at drafting.
The only time Dragon was kind of playable was the most recent Take 2 All-Stars, and that's just because Dragon had Big Dragon, but they still had a bunch of dead options though.
Pretty much. And they also
Dragon treated me horrible in that one.
They also announced that every month there's going to be an event with every day that ends in the number 1. So on the 1st, in July, on the 1st was a Victory Rewards format. And then on the 11th, a Throwback Rotation Grand Prix format. And then on the 21st, we are also getting a Grand Prix Tacticians Cup. So that's interesting. And so the way they do it is that on the day that ends with a 1, that's when a new event happens every month.
Hey, what was the Grand Prix prize for this one?
Albert?
For this month?
It was Albert, yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm not missing out on anything. Okay,
and then,
yeah, I'm not missing out.
The Take 2 Tactics is Gremory.
Ooh, Gremory is nice. Not that it'll transfer the next game. Yeah, for this GP, I've been trying to play Yokai Shadow. Round 1, I only got 2 and 3 win runs. Round 2 in Group B, I got 2 5-0s back to back. I'm crying about it.
Speaking of things that don't transfer to the next game, you get the Battle Pass 16 and you get the Elena Leader, which is weird.
I did get that.
It's a neutral card, but it's a Portal Leader, so that's fun.
Yeah, it's because she's a Portal Leader in story mode, that's why.
Did you buy it?
It's a portal leader.
I've got my less than a month before Worlds Beyond got announced. I bought 7,500 crystals. I've still got 4,000 of that left, so I can actually buy all the battle passes up until after Worlds Beyond comes out.
That's good.
No money wasted, technically.
I have to keep wasting money because I have to keep my Portalcraft
don't
collection
Have
complete.
to keep wasting money.
I'm the
He just wants
Portalcraft
to have his
guy. It's my
bedroom
job.
covered in posters. He's gonna have posters everywhere.
I do.
Here's IL on the ceiling, bruh.
It's my legacy.
Not even I bought this battle pass yet.
Your Magna legacy,
My
bruh.
Magna legacy.
I'm considering buying it, but like I don't know, man. It's like it feels kind of bad. Anyway, they also added new puzzles for like the 5 billionth round of the Shadowverse Flame puzzles. It's called the special round this time, and apparently they're really really hard. So good luck with that. You get I believe you get a pack and a light emblem, maybe.
This latest one is a legendary. It's a throwback rotation legendary ticket.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, an actual real prize.
Yeah, here it is. You get a legendary card pack ticket, and you get the light looking Sirius from the Arc emblem. That's nice.
The Arc.
All right.
Oh my god, Igni, when you get to the Arc, when you watch the Arc, it's so funny. It's so silly.
I literally watched the first Shadowverse anime before Flame, and then I didn't watch the good ones.
You'll watch the good one at some point, and you will enjoy it.
All right. But good news, even though the game is in maintenance mode, we still have new bug reports.
My favorite.
Before, players could not claim their legendary card pack tickets after purchasing a Crystals and Legendary card pack set. That's since been resolved and compensated. Challenge mode, you sometimes had a random first match loss, even if you didn't play any games. If you lost the previous run due to a disconnect and then ended the attempt and then restarted a new challenge.
That's brutal. That's wild.
And they resolved that, and one challenge ticket was given to all players as compensation. The ranked match win streak bonus accidentally reset when you switched your device. That was resolved, and apparently it did not impact the Grandmaster Speed Challenge, so we're all good.
That's good.
And there were new updates to the known bugs list, and as I was looking at the known bugs list, I was like, this one has been in the game since 8 years ago. No wonder we're making a new engine.
Hell yeah.
And we also got some bug fixes on July 9th. It's an optional patch, but it fixes issues with sharing decks in challenge mode, a display issue with the in-game shop, and an issue with playing a crystallized Thunder God of the Tempest, which I did not know existed, but they fixed it, so there you go.
Well, you never played Atomy in Unlimited? You crystallized Thunder God all the time.
Yeah, but like, what was the issue?
I don't
know. Anyway, also for this month, let's talk about some of the events that happened. So obviously the Rage Summer 2024 happened in June, the last big Shadowverse event ever, where they announced that the game was getting delayed. So, ups and downs. I will say, though, the finals of that tournament was amazing. It was 6 different decks in the grand finals, which is unreal. And NS won with Milnard Blood, Amulet Haven, and Artifact Portal against a lineup of Latica Forest, Tetra OTK, and Wrathblood. So yeah, literally 6 different decks in the top final. And this is what I was saying on my stream earlier, where I feel like the Heroes of Shadowverse meta wasn't solved, and then they took it away from us and gave us Ultimate Coliseum. And I was like, no! Come back! Oh, man.
My favorite detail about that is now that we have throwback rotation, you're just not allowed to play those cards.
I know!
Cards. They're just banned. They're gone. Dead.
I'm just
Might as well dust them.
Like near the end there, like the Heroes format was still being developed on, and then it's gone. And I was like, no, we still needed more time. Please.
The only way to play these cards, because you can't play with certain cards in Unlimited, the only way to play the cards that we were just playing last month is through custom rotation.
Real.
And nobody's really playing custom rotation because it's unranked only.
Well, I don't know why it's unranked only, because I think custom rotation is the best format in the game right now.
I think it's probably just unranked only to try and not split the player base up too much.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Dude, if I could climb throwback rotation points through custom rotation, I would. I wouldn't like it still, but it'd be something I could work with.
Yeah, I would rather play custom than throwback, honestly. Just in general, not even just for this format, just in general. Like just having like the full gamut of like collection to work with, I think is more fun. But you know,
Granted, I've been throwing shade. I've been throwing shade, but I haven't actually played custom rotation this time at this period. But usually, whenever custom rotation came around, it was all just item shop or D shift.
No, it's different. I think custom rotation is actually not bad right now. Maybe it's just because I was playing against a bunch of memers, but I almost won a lot of times with like Wonderland Dreams, Alice Blood, and I'm like, there's no way, bro.
That's spicy. I'm gonna say one thing about Unlimited. It's not better with Despair nerfed.
Oh no.
Because Soul Taker came back, Hozumi and Handless came back, although Handless has this great debuff right now where Temptress Vampire
is nerfed in rotation.
Cuts your health in half. Just straight cuts your health
That's
in
so
half.
silly.
Despair decks got worse in a way where you can beat them more often, but they just added a bunch of defensive tools to try and stop each other from OTKing each other instead of just being a coin flip of who goes second. And they are so unfun to play against now. It's not funny. Like before it was a coin flip. You might win if you went second and they couldn't really stop your aggression. Now it's just ugly stalemates with lots of defensive tools and then an OTK. That card just needed to get banned or just remove the cost reduction entirely. Yeah, and of course, Soul Taker should not still like the buff to Soul Taker was just a mistake. I can't wait till that goes into custom rotation and gets nerfed again.
Yeah, and then Unlimited saves.
Throwback.
I like how Soul Taker was top tier for 1 month. It got dethroned for another month, and now it's immediately back.
Oh yeah, it's back. It's back.
Soul Taker died in 2024. Born in 2024. Welcome back, Soul Taker.
Yeah, exactly. We also got a couple other events. The Shadowverse Masters Cup happened. I casted that one. The winner for that goes to the world champions of Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. And TK Shincho won with a lineup of Tetra OTK Rune, Wrath Blood, and Amulet Haven. So, yeah, 3 great decks. Also, that was the last event for Heroes ever. And now it's only throwback events going forward. JCG had a throwback event on the 13th of July, so literally 4 days ago. The winners were, and I hate to inform you of this, Tanko, Pure Ambush Swordcraft. And Kuon Spell Boost.
All my homies hate Ambush Sword.
Yeah, it is disappointing.
Dude, so you know how I literally can't play Protocraft. It's actually impossible in Colosseum. I did try out playing other VO decks like Kuon, and I won only 2 games out of 10 still.
Oh no. You need to go outside.
That's what I've been doing. I haven't logged in like a week. I've been going outside and or playing Elden Ring instead.
That's fair enough.
Better games.
I do want to say, did you just call outside a better game?
Yeah, the grass world's great.
I do want to say,
grass.
You can go outside and like that grass out there, you can touch it. It feels so realistic.
That's crazy.
It's so
the graphics
realistic
on clouds got way better this year.
The grass physics are so realistic that it gives me allergies.
True.
In Japan, though, there legitimately are throwback events, and part of the way they're mitigating the delay is that Rage is having a throwback like tournament league kind of. The online preliminaries start on July 20th, so in just a few days. And there's going to be an event like every month, and the grand prize is 15 million yen. So like, what's that, like 90,000 US dollars?
Wait. 15 mil every month?
No, I think it's just for the league. It's 15 mil.
Oh, just as a
and
whole.
this month
cool.
is the online prelims, yeah. So 15 mil? That's not pocket change, dude. They're throwing money at the problem in over in the Japan side. It's just the problem is that we can't enter these because I'm pretty sure you have to go to Japan for the finals. So.
Yo, 15 million yen, that converts to about 20 USD now.
Wow.
So sad. Isn't it like 90,000? Yeah.
It is some. I'm just making a joke about the low in conversion rates.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a
95
reason
US.
why
95,000 is still feels less than it should be. So,
there's a reason why I keep importing figures from Japan.
it feels less than it should be for 15 million. But yes, in Japan they are throwing money at the problem. It's just that it doesn't affect us. So that's a smudge. We just have to take the brunt of the 9-month delay and have no recourse. Classic. All right, guys. This podcast is already almost an hour long, so let's start wrapping it up. The question of the week last week was, and this was fun because we did that podcast before the delay announcement. And the question was, what's your Shadowverse news prediction? Shall we see what people predicted and see?
The hopes and dreams.
Let's find out. I'm opening the video right now. Spicy hot predictions. Free Ren collab. Nope.
No.
Vengeance not being removed. Well, we don't know. Still might. VR mode? What the hell?
No.
Omens will be in the story and actually are good guys.
Does the anime count?
All followers can be leaders, but low rarity followers don't have taunts or animations. Anyway,
that's certainly an idea.
These are a bunch of spicy predictions from Whitesworn, and I don't think any of them are happening.
They were a bit too spicy.
Yeah. Here's another prediction from Moonay4803. Wish all leaders we owned in game can transfer to Worlds Beyond. Nope.
Dude,
well, kind of.
No.
I feel like anyone that was actually still hoping that leaders would directly transfer, that was pure cope. That was never gonna happen.
Nefra predicted there's gonna be a Maisha leader that actually wears her glasses in Worlds Beyond. Could be.
I wish.
I don't believe it simply because the story is being wiped back to zero.
We
not
need
zero.
We need glasses, Maisha, bro. I miss her.
And the last prediction I'll talk about is Lost Legends says, I think they'll announce that Orisa will appear in Worlds Beyond. Orisa and gang. Nope.
My prediction for the news before this came out was that I would be able to play Elden Ring in the hub world of Worlds Beyond. And they didn't announce that yet.
But they didn't deny it.
I think with the delay that's come out, I'll actually be able to play Bloodborne 2 in the hub world. Yeah.
That's what they're spending the 9 months on. They're making Bloodborne 2.
I could dream.
Anyway, I think all those predictions were very funny because what we got instead was a 9-month delay. Suck shit. All right. And I do want to make it a little bit more lighthearted because I know we're all bummed out. So next month's question for the next
podcast,
for the next episode of this podcast, I want to hear from you in the comments below. What caused the Worlds Beyond delay? Wrong answers only.
Oh, that's fun.
So let me know.
That's fun.
Were they making Bloodborne 2? What happened? Why has it taken 9 more months?
As far as I'm concerned, even the correct answers were wrong too.
So let me know in the comments. Let us know, I should say. You'll read them, right, Tonko?
I do.
I've never read a single word in my life.
All right. Well, that's it for this podcast. We'll see you next time we see you. Like I said, I'm repeating what I said at the start of the episode. We're not doing this weekly anymore because there's literally nothing to talk about. So it would literally just be us coming on here and talking about what Souls we were playing that previous week instead of talking about Shadowverse. So yeah.
He's right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we'll see you when we see you. Well, that's it for this episode. You can find Kaelan and Tonko in the information in the description box. Until next time, bye-bye.
You won't find my summon sign. I'm going to invade you in the lands between.
I gotta go pee. Bye.